From the Litchfield Hills to Long Island Sound. You are watching Live with Lumi and Michelle. And now your host, MicheleMarieDalene.
Hi guys, Silvermoon meets everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. Blazing Leo said she probably will come on her private panel. Andrew said he will probably come on his private panel. And she, we don't know what the story is going to be with that, but clearly I see we have the Twitch and the YouTube things kind of competing with each other. Let me turn off one or the other because, I forgot I have the Twitch stream chats on and I have the YouTube stream chats on. That's the confusion. Turn the Twitch chat off. Okay, there we go. So anyway, welcome back, guys. So yesterday we didn't do a live show because me and Krista worked on the our studio a little bit. Next week we're going to try to work on the storage bin outside and try to attack that juggernaut. I paid her $75, by the way, to do the equivalent of 5 hours of work because it was a lot of work. So that was $60 cash, $15 in gas, and of course, breakfast at McDonald's. So, noodles, your panel is going to be open in a little bit. Yeah, I could put his panel up too. Although, I'm going to be honest, this is going to get kind of crazy. Alright, so let me because the thing that gets confusing is Noodles has a panel. It's the same one that Andrew used to use. And then we created Andrew a private panel because we weren't sure if Noodles had given the panel out to anyone else. And so we didn't know. And so we'll put his on too. But I don't really know which one Andrew's going to join. But, so that's several panels open today. How it all is going to work, how much data are we going to have, I can't say. Okay? But what I can tell you is I have one here, and one here. Let's move over here. Put the Twitch one over there. It's just a lot of people, a lot of steps. Okay. Right. Okay, I was just typing something Andrew Scott here. People don't really understand how the all the stuff that we do is so interconnected between multiple panels, multiple people, multiple. Tiger Kitty says hello, Krista. Krista says hi, everyone. Nice talking to you yesterday, Tiger Kitty. Tiger Kitty said you also, Michelle, Tiger Kitty wants to know why you need so many panels over. Well, first of all, the public panel would have been fine, but Leo doesn't want Paul on the show at the same time she is on the show. Okay, so she wants to have exclusivity for the reasons that we've already discussed. Okay, me and you and Tiger Kitty in private. So because of that reason, she wants exclusivity. And Andrew doesn't necessarily need exclusivity, but he's kind of, has his own panel because sometimes, he wants to talk, but he doesn't want to be interrupted by other people. Well, I have no idea if he's home or not. He has a cell phone. He could join the Google Meets by cell phone, too. So, yeah, we don't know who's on, who's off. Yeah, I gotta fix this desk. This thing is smacking a hole in the plaster. Wow. So, I don't know what I would do is, yeah. So everybody kind of wants to have their own direct connection to the show. I mean, let's look at it from one level is that just everybody wants to have their own special channel link. Yeah. You know what? Here's that. Alright, here's a sponge. Yeah, I'll put the sponge back here. Yeah, there it is. Oh, wait a minute. What? Make sure your controller's not. It's not. Okay. She's been wearing it for days now. What are you talking about, Red? I'm not sure how having lots of panels stops it from being on the same time. Well, they're exclusive panels. They're separate panels. Paul doesn't have Leo's panel. Right now, the public panel is not open, so he can't join the public panel because it's not open. To my knowledge, he doesn't have Andrew's panel. To my knowledge, I don't think he's on Noodle's panel, but if he does, I can close the lid on Noodle's panel. I know for a while we did use it as a public panel, but I was wearing my flower dress. Yeah, and I gotta wash it too. I took a bath this morning. The reason I wear the way I like the flower dress is because it's warm, it's cute, it's pretty, and I wanted to buy more, but unfortunately, what happened is the company no longer has that dress in its catalog, so I couldn't buy any more of those dresses. Crashing retirement, going back to real life. So Andrew's going to be on in a little bit. So, Okay, he said he'll be on shortly. So, I do wish that one day it will come that we won't have to have all these complicated layers of multiple panels. But, I don't have any way of controlling that right now. So, we'll see what happens eventually. I never actually watched Mangoes. I don't know anything about the guy. Frequently asked questions. Piece of junk mail to protect my wall. Great idea. I don't know if it's gonna do much good. Okay. So, just a really strange situation. And why would he hate this channel? Why would G Mangoes hate this channel? What does this channel do to G Mangoes to make him hate this channel? I don't even know anything about his content. I don't even know why he would hate this channel. Okay, Andrew. I'm going to keep my promise to you. Let's see. Okay. Now you can't be blocked anymore. Okay. So, but like I said, the question is, why does G Mangoes hate this channel? How you doing, Andrew? And Tiger Kitty. How you doing, Henry? Well, how am I better than him? I don't know anything about his content, first of all. So, I guess I'm asking is, what makes my content better than his content? I don't even know anything about his content. You know what I got to? I actually got to figure something out here for a minute. Let me take a look at something over here in the corner here. What I want to take a look at is there's a piece of cardboard that is, because this desk is so whacked. See, what happened was this desk is so whacked that, actually, I hope I'd be better. This desk is so whacked because it's so bent up that, it's totally like my life. Totally misshapen. Totally weird design. Nothing normal about it. What the man are you talking about? Alright, anyway, so let's see. Alright, Andrew's coming on now. How you doing? It's getting set up, I guess. course, he's on he's on his private link. All right. Hello. Is the sound working? I heard it make a noise, so yeah.
What, better?
Oh yeah, how
Is
you
that
doing?
better? Yeah, sorry about that, Michelle.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, how was your day been so far?
Today's been fantastic. The weather is incredible. It's been incredible for like the last 7 days. So we now are officially into springtime, I would say.
Well, yesterday was the warmest, but it's crappy and cool again.
Yeah, it's meant to get a wee bit snowy like next week as well, but I don't think it's going to last too much long.
Oh, we
I
don't
think-
have to worry about snow, thank God. But just let's see what this temperature right now here. Right now in Winston it is 9 degrees, which isn't bad. Expected high is 11. Not as warm as yesterday, but still not bad. However,
Well, it was
by
21
Monday-
degrees here. It was 21
Monday
degrees
it's going to be
Celsius,
windy and a high of -3.
Okay.
But then it
Mhm.
starts to come back up again for next week. Again, like I said, there's no snow in the forecast. There's some regular rain, but there's no snow in the forecast.
Right, okay. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was up to 21 degrees, Michelle, which is basically like in terms of old money, 64 or something like that, you know. And
That's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
money.
21 degrees
Yeah.
Celsius to 71 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit.
Oh, wow, okay. I stand corrected.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. We had temperatures like that here a couple times in the last week, I think.
Well, I think the minute you see a bumblebee flying about, you know it's spring. You know spring has actually finally arrived, you know?
Right. When you start seeing bees looking for flowers for nectar, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
I'm not a big fan of them, but they've got to do their jobs as well, don't they? So
yeah. Yep, they provide for the hive. You know, as you know, almost all the bees that you see are female bees.
yeah, the ones that can sting, because males can't sting.
Right, they're the ones that sting. The male bees don't sting, but they
No,
also don't do any
Right.
hunting for honey either.
No,
They're
lazy
kind of
people or things.
they're just kind of breeding mates. You know, they're not really productive.
Yeah, but they're there for a reason, and that's to make the more females, make more females, so they
Yeah.
can go out and do stuff and
Yeah.
make the nest for the next season. If that makes sense.
I don't know much about Jasmine or Melton John. I know Melton John by his nature, but I don't know
Michelle,
much.
you don't want to. Honestly, you don't want to. Just ignore it.
Yeah, he has a reputation. I know that.
If they help your channel, then fine, but let them actually show them how they're helping your channel. But don't talk to idiots like that, because they're freaks.
Well, you know, by the way, we did rearrange some of the things yesterday in the studio. Ed really wanted to use that card table. He was like really insistent since he paid for it. He says, "You're not using it anyway." He says it's just to become a catch-all for all your odds and ends.
Right.
I said, well, yeah, I don't disagree with that. So let me just show you the guys the situation. It's good. Not that way. Let's use the second USB camera. This is easier to show me. By the way, I actually went back and looked at some of my ears to find better ears that were still usable.
Oh wow! Okay.
So this is what we got. Oops, loose connection here. this is what we got so far in the studio there. Right now, you can guess I'd worked on it a little bit as well. So, yeah, he
You
kind
said,
of was
Michelle,
like,
when you were getting those ears from a guy in Eastern Europe. I think it was Ukraine, actually.
the problem
funnily
right now
enough.
with the ears is
Not
getting
funny,
them
but
because the fact is that the Ukraine production has been, because the combat has been pretty much sidelined.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
We don't know when
You can
or
still
if.
send parcels, Michelle. Do not believe the news. Honestly, do not believe the mainstream media. It's complete lies. Complete lies.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of
Hey, Tiger, how you doing? Hope you're well.
There's definitely
I'm
a lot
Ed.
of misinformation. But talking to Dmitry and myself from the Ukraine, these here, to my knowledge, are the last two pairs of ears left in existence.
Oh,
as
wow.
far as I know.
Well, at least hopefully you're gonna get both of them just to make
Because
sure
he says he doesn't know
encourage him to make more.
if his molds are still in one
Hey,
piece.
Tiger, hope you're well, my love.
Because he didn't have time to get the production equipment out of Ukraine when the battle started.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has no idea if his shop survived the combat.
Okay, well, I hope they get them soon or pretty quick. I don't think anything's going to be as bad as I say. When you look at the news, which I do, unfortunately, to a degree, and too much of a degree, I should add. It puts you in a bad mindset.
Well, that's one of the
sometimes
reasons
you
why I
do
talked to Dmitry directly in a text message. And he told me what's going on a couple weeks
right,
ago.
right,
I
okay,
have,
yeah.
Right now he's in Eastern Ukraine or Western Ukraine with his son, his son with cerebral palsy. So he's not like, anywhere near his studio in Kiev.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad of it. You can't see Kiev nowadays, by the way.
Yeah, he got
changed.
his youngest son with cerebral palsy, and him and his wife are in a rehab center for his son in Western Ukraine, and his older son is with his grandmother. That's all he could tell me. He says that he does hope that his molds and his shop is salvageable. He's hoping that he'll be able to get back in the production.
Okay.
That's all I know.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as what we think it is. I think sometimes when when I'm going back to the news article, not article, but the news thing, we get ourselves too wrapped up in the news, and they can say anything they want to say. We don't know if that's true or not. We don't have a clue.
How you doing, Gianni?
Yeah, I'm glad.
If you want to be on the panel, you do have the link. You have the panel link. It's the one you've used before. If you want to be on the panel, it's the link you've used before.
I would like a chat, Michelle, which doesn't involve Ukraine. I would love something that involved what's happening in your life and what you're doing today and stuff like that.
Well, what's happening in my life is the fact is that we're trying to figure out where we're gonna put everything because there's so much in the storage bin, as I showed you in the video yesterday, that it looks like it's gonna be like a 3-hour job to sort, catalog, and then box everything in the loot crates. And then we'll basically offer the loot crates if you pick them up in person for $8 But if I have to ship them, because they'll be in flat rate boxes from the post office, they'll be
Right.
like $30.
Well, what to do is make sure you've all that's been done safely, Michelle. That's all I'm going to say. Because there's too many people out there that would be willing to try and make a scam of it or something. Just make
Right.
sure it's all safe.
Well, basically, like it was said it'll say in the description on eBay and Facebook is miscellaneous parts. You get a random box of parts.
Mhm.
Only guarantee is it's going to take space. That's the only thing I can tell you. We don't even know if all
Michelle,
the cards.
sorry to interrupt. Leo's trying to join the panel. If that's okay.
Michelle stories interrupt and lose these trans panel.
No. God, I didn't say that. I'm saying Leo was trying to join the panel.
Okay, Leo,
Just check your chat.
I sent you the link in your direct message to you. Oh, let me see if she's on right now. Let's see if she's on. I don't see you on your private panel. Let me send it to you again in case you didn't see it. It should be in your Discord. It's pinned. All right, so let me send this link to Leo. Maybe she didn't even know about it. Hit copy. Okay. And then I'll go to her Discord and onto her private message. And
Now, Gianni's asked an interesting question.
okay.
Is there an Asian community in Winstead? I think there's an Asian community anywhere you go.
Okay, so
I hate the idea of, there's a community. I hate those terms because we're all human. At the end of the day, we're all human. No, I hate that expression. Is there an Asian community?
Okay, Leo's coming on now. Good morning. How you doing?
Morning, Andrew.
Yeah.
Morning, Leo. How you doing?
I'm doing good. All better from being sick.
Yeah. How are things? How are things now? Are you feeling better or
Oh yeah, I feel a lot better. So
Good.
I'm able to
Yeah,
eat
Red.
everything.
I'm just more tired than anything else.
Well, we got some of the sorting done with the studio, but we got to work on the storage bin next week. Me and Krista are going to try to do that next week. As you saw in the video from yesterday morning, it's going to be a bit of a job. I paid her $75 in cash, or $60 in cash, plus $15 in gas.
You hustler, you.
To try to work on that project and try to clean things up a bit.
I am tired, but
I can show you right now. It did help some also this morning. So let me show you what it looks like now. The Ed also did some work too today.
Yeah, Krista said you guys got a lot done.
So that's pretty good there right now. Oops. Must be a loose Michelle connection is loose. I know. Oh, okay. There we go. Hey!
Leo.
Yeah.
Oh,
you gotta fix the connector. I know. Alright. Yeah, because originally the wire actually had a clip on it.
Probably too early for people to laugh like this, but Leo, so what's your plan for today?
Yeah, so it's a bit better organized now.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way: it was essential to clean it up because the fact of the matter is otherwise it would have been a fire hazard, and was a lot of stuff there, a lot of old cruft that has not been used, and we found Tiger Kitty's nightgown, by the way.
Amazing stuff.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I told her I found it. It's right now. It's on top of my rack, my middle rack here.
Are you gonna wear it?
It's in the bedroom right now. It's not in the kitchen.
Yeah, so
Probably.
sorry.
Like I told Terry Kitty, I said, yeah, my regular nightgown is kind of battered. It's been starting to get
Okay,
kind of
battered,
holy.
nightgowns are holy and stuff like that, and sometimes for a good reason. But, Leo, what are your plans for today? Sorry, I didn't say it.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, speaking of...
That's funny, Andrew, because I had a nightgown I recently threw away that was holy.
Yeah. I don't think enough holy water would have actually saved
Have you,
it.
Leo?
What's that, Andrew?
Nothing. That's the thing.
Andrew, can you turn up your volume a little bit up just so it matches Leo a little bit better, because she's kind of loud anyway.
Yeah, I'm very loud. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, what it was, I was joking about the holy nightgowns and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it got 8 in the washer.
Okay.
I don't know why I got so holy.
What the hell, women? No, I was just joking about. I was not joking, but I was asking, what's Leo's plans for today? That's what I was asking.
Oh, today.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Unfortunately, we kept getting interrupted.
Well, being sick, I'm behind on a lot of stuff. So shopping and cleaning, and probably that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
we got the Dell Latitude E6430 up to 16 gigabytes of RAM yesterday. Now it runs a lot faster than it did before.
Okay.
With 16 gigabytes of RAM instead of the 2 gigabytes it came with.
Mm-hmm.
We might do the same thing with the compact as well, and put that up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. And that way we'll have more memory for more stuff.
That's fantastic, Michelle. Absolutely brilliant.
I don't know, but it's a pretty simple process.
Well,
because some people like Ed kept saying to me, he said that he would like to try a PC, but he keeps wanting a laptop. And I said, well, we got that laptop with Linux installed on it now. I said it kind of works as it is with 2 gigabytes of RAM, but
assert yourself, Andrew.
Given the nature of Chrome, you really want to have more RAM, the better. So
the only way we can do that is by shouting, and I don't want to shout. I'm not in the mood for shouting. I'm in the mood for lazing and just being chilled and stuff like that. So it's not gonna happen. Well, it might do eventually if this keeps going on. So Michelle, eventually, sorry, what were we saying again?
Anyway, what I know about the laptop is since I had it open, I took a look at the CMOS battery. It's like a lot of laptop batteries. It's using a coin cell with little wires on it. And I'm like, oh, I said, I've seen those in compact laptops. I said, well, I guess we might as well order some spare batteries. And not that expensive.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
It's good to see your red form in there.
I might as well do the same thing on the compact too. Just put a new CMOS battery in it also. And that way we'll have more RAM, more battery, and
right.
Will Shrek the Ogre trash it? Not if I put an SSD in it, he won't. That's the next purchase.
They don't have a new missile, Red. It's not a new missile, it's an old missile which has been given to them from a different country. And they were just... I hate all this, people saying, oh, we're all going to get so scared. North Korea would last 2 seconds if they tried anything like that. You do understand that, don't you?
Yeah, but you know what? How much North Korea is getting information from China on making rockets? I wonder about that.
Well, China have a lot to answer for if they're allowing that sort of thing. Because technically, I mean, North Korea's communist backward nation. Anything could go wrong. See that thing backfired and it hit China. Are they going to take that? I would like to think they wouldn't.
And don't forget too that China is still wants Taiwan.
It's not new. It's not new, Red. It's not new. This has been going on for decades.
Right. Well,
So they say, skunk. But I very much doubt they do. I very much doubt they do.
And don't forget too that China still wants Taiwan, so maybe they're hoping if everybody's got their eyes focused on Ukraine that they can quietly sweep into Taiwan, basically strong-arm their way into their country.
I actually don't think that's going to be the case. I actually don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think China wants involved in any of this nonsense. Because they're now seeing how badly Russia is doing.
Yeah.
So, and I think Taiwan are very capable of defending themselves, especially in that one.
Well, let's hope that's the case.
Well, I do, yeah, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Because when the last I looked into it, they were joining signs with Russia, but
they're not happy about how badly Russia are not
Yeah.
able to contain a country like in Central Europe, Ukraine. You know.
Yeah, I haven't
and
followed too much of it
it's
recently,
terrible.
so I'm not sure.
They're really struggling, and they've had like 10 generals killed at least, and they're all being sent back, and it's all the propaganda. But again, I just don't want to think about it because I am so tired of hearing about it now. I don't care what the countries do, just leave us out of it. But again, when you're so close to it, in this case, which I am, I just would rather be. It doesn't matter how close I would be to it. I could be next door, and I'd be like, "No, I'm not interested. I don't take your No, we're getting now paid £350 to take a Ukrainian refugee.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You're taking refugees?
Nope, not personally, but the whole country.
No, I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. The country.
Oh, if I could, I'd put them somewhere and make a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
I know it sounds terrible, but nobody cares.
I still find it kind of interesting, though, that I mean, the way I see what's going on is, first of all, in the United States, right now, we've taken Ukrainian refugees in for reasons that's pretty understandable, okay? We don't want people to be in harm's way. But we also have the illegal immigrants coming in here from Mexico.
But they're illegal, in my opinion, themselves. I personally think they're illegal as well. We don't want them here. We don't want them because they be Russians with Novichok. They could be secret agents. You don't know what these people can do.
Well, we know a lot of them illegals from Mexico are dealing drugs, you know, and involved in trafficking.
I'd rather have drugs and bloody Novichok, darling. No offense.
But the question is what we need to ask the elephant in the room we haven't asked. Why do people want drugs? I mean, it's the elephant in the room because we know they're bad for you, but it seems that they're popular. They make people feel good.
It's not just that, Michelle. Well, in fact, you actually did say one of the things I was going to say, which is true. I think it's because it makes them escape from reality and escape from.
That's what I mean by they make them feel good, you know.
Yeah, I think it depends on the person because, like, I'll do weed because it's better for me to do that than drink.
Right.
But then you got people that get depressed, that look for the escape.
Well, I know I've been suffering from some depression lately because of what's been going on so many levels.
Do some weed.
Well, yeah, but unfortunately, I can't buy it at John's package store yet.
See, Leo and Tiger, you mentioned as well. I've never enjoyed weed at all. I just find it always made me sick. It always made me feel sick. And
oh no, you might be allergic. I have a brother who he can't do weed.
I think possibly, yeah.
So yeah, it's not for. I don't recommend it for people. I mean, but I mean, it's legal here, so.
Wait, what does this skunk cave have to do with what you're talking about here? White people are lazy to clean. What does that mean?
He has a Mexican maid in yard.
Oh.
I wish I had the same.
Oh, I'm not saying that the people. I'm not saying the people from Mexico don't work hard. They do. But I think the stereotype of saying that Americans are lazy is kind of incorrect. I think it depends on the person more than anything.
I wouldn't say we're lazy as people, but I would say that we've taken a lot of things for granted. So sometimes it comes back to bite you in the ass. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I saw how much stuff was sitting in the storage bin yesterday, and Krista saw it all, she said, well, I know with your knee and everything, it's going to take a while. I said, yeah, I know. And we're going to have to sort it. We're going to have to figure out where everything goes. And, of course, we're going to be throwing things out. Because there are things in there that, like, I threw a whole bunch of old stuff that was in my drawer out. I had a lot of damaged wires. And I said, we don't need all these damaged cords. I mean, there's just so many of them. I just said, just threw them in the tip and said, that's it. We're done. I'm not... there was just too many. There was just too many broken cords. Bad connections, whatever. I said, just clean them out.
Good, Michelle.
Yeah, well, I haven't even done the ones in the middle cabinet yet. They got even more cords. They're all data signal cords that were, some of them were bad, like USB charging leads for phones and things like that. I was like, this is just too many of them to go through all those cords.
Well, Skunk, I'd love to be there.
Yeah.
And you probably would never get to them, Michelle. So that's good. It's good that you got rid of them. Or going to.
I mean, the ones that are in my drawer, my desk, are pretty much the ones that you would use most every day. They're not the big deal cords.
Oh, let's see. Cheers, Unc. I make my coffee. Cheers, pal.
Well, I don't know about that. But you know what? Well, this brings a different topic up, which I didn't want to talk about. But what the hell, we'll bring it up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know that there's a reason why people are using drugs. And we already know that. There's a reason. It's escape.
It's getting behind. Well, yes, you said escape, which is part
maybe
of it.
The question that we should be asking is, what can we do to make people not feel they need to do that stuff?
I think a lot of it comes down to if you've been doing something else. See you meet up with your friends for a drink, say in their house and have a laugh and a party and stuff like that. Eventually something will change with some people, not everyone, of course, thank God. But in certain situations, you might say, okay, let's have a smoke. And then that smoke turns into smoking something else.
Because I know that in my case, I said, 2019, when December 6th, when I damaged my knee. This is right before the pandemic became something in the United States is a major issue.
Right.
I was, I realized that things were not going to be the same anymore. But then again, so, I was saying to myself as well, because I'm Brazilian, I'm like, okay, well, we'll work around this and then we'll get back on our feet again as best we can.
Okay.
Then the pandemic comes in, and all of a sudden, everything that we depended on socially was gone. It was just a soup kitchen. And all of a sudden, like, in lockdowns, I was like, oh man, now, not only was I kind of physically not really doing a lot, physically I couldn't really do a lot, but the thing was, is the few times when I got back here, I went to the soup kitchen, before St. Patrick's Day, I actually had a good chance. I felt like I was being part of something. And then the minute they locked down because of the big P, the next thing I know, I was like, wait a minute, now what am I going to do with my day?
Okay.
That was my main activity. And that's one reason we started doing the videos, is because it was a way for me to at least have a sense of something, like a social gathering, where at least I could talk to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you on that one. But you could always say at the same time, there's always a good and a bad side to every situation. And I would say the good side, that it's made people more come together.
Yeah.
It's made them talk and, sit together as what we should be doing as families and things like that. Before
not
the
much,
pandemic,
Ray. I just
I hope it doesn't sound corny. It probably does sound corny, but it's. I also believe that. That's the case. Okay, nobody wants to be stuck in their house all day, and nobody wants to be trapped and having to do what the government tells them. But it's not really as bad as what it is made to be on the media. It's never as bad as that.
Yeah.
Well, some people like to just sit in their house and do nothing.
Yeah, but we like the option.
Leo,
but we like the option to actually not to. That was just it. It was still an option that was being taken away from a lot of people.
Yeah, I know.
I've been known to stare at the smoke detector on my ceiling a few times. Tiger Case says she wants to clean out her motorhome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to clean my fridge. I was going to do it yesterday, but...
Do you like to be called Andy or Drew? Andrew.
Yeah, getting called Andy or Drew. It depends who's calling you. Depends who's calling.
Well, I call me Andrew. Because, if he wanted to become something else, I'm sure he would have used it as a name on YouTube if he did.
Andrew is proper like Andrew is. So I say Andrew.
All right.
Hello. Yes.
Like St. Andrew.
No, it doesn't bother me. Okay, it sounds weird if my brother was to call me Andrew or Andy or something like that. I'd be like, nah, that's just like...
What does your brother call you?
He calls me Andy. But it's still...
Oh, he does call you?
Yeah, he does actually. He does call me that. But any time... I think I mentioned this before, when I was younger, growing up and stuff like that, and folk were like friends were phone my mum's phone, and they were like, "Oh, I'm looking for is Andy there? Is Drew there?" And they were like, "Oh, there's no such person who lives here like that." Mum put the phone down. It's like she bloody knew. There was no such person either way.
I guess she likes to call you by your proper name.
Yeah, because she was one, and some people are like that, Michelle. It's like that's just the way they are. But
yeah,
it feels weird when I get called a different name from, not a different name, but a variation of the name from someone else who's never ever said that before, you know?
Right.
It's like me calling you Mickey or Mitchie or something.
People call me Shelly. I've actually been called Shelly a few times.
Yeah. That's a good example, yeah.
Yeah.
My family was super lazy because my first name is Tina, and they would just say T.
No,
T, what
that
are you doing?
If you could call me A, actually, I wouldn't.
What would happen if you actually had a sister or brother that also started with the initial T, like Thomas?
I don't know. I mean, all my brothers' names are pretty traditional. So
yeah, I'm the
I don't know.
same. All our families sort of blue.
I usually call my brother Asshole 1, Asshole 2.
Okay.
That was their
Okay, I'm not
nicknames
being
for
called
me.
A, by the way. Okay, I'm deciding. I'm changing this thing. No, but
Yeah.
my middle name is Martin, and originally I was going to be called that, you know, and they wanted to call me Martin, and Dad was like, "No, he's not being called Martin. He's going to be called Andrew." And that was it.
You know, the funny thing is of the Martin I know, and it's one of the few. Oh, besides actors like Martin Sheen. Okay, is which is Pop. Okay, it's his first name. Another Martin we know is from Hershey's Chocolate, which is Messy Martin. For those of you who don't remember the Messy Martin Hershey syrup commercials, well, the Pop we know is also kind of a messy Martin because his whole life's a mess.
Yeah, that must have been older, Michelle. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Oh, it was back in the 80s, 1980s, when it came out with the Hershey syrup, liquid syrup that you could squeeze in to your drink.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It was supposed to be easier to deal with than the powder like Nestle's Quick. I don't really have a problem with Nestle's Quick. I like Nestle's Quick because you can mix as much as you want it. So if you wanted just a little bit of chocolate, just put in like a teaspoon. If you want super chocolate, put in like 3 of them. 3 tablespoons. The Hershey syrup only gave me like one level of flavor. It wasn't like different dosages. I suppose if I poured a whole bottle in there,
that's the only way my kid will drink chocolate milk is if I mix milk with Hershey syrup. She won't drink pre-made.
Okay.
Because it'd
Mom,
be
you
like
make
a
it
case
the
of
best.
Leo. It'd be a case of like, oh, Mom.
Okay, so she likes it fresh. So so she's not the kind of one that would buy. You can't buy the pre-made chocolate milk in the store because she won't touch it.
No, she doesn't like it.
No, I don't mind it. I mean, it depends on which one. Because if it's from the local farm in this area called Arusa Farms in Litchfield, that stuff is to die for. It is the most chocolatey, heaviest stuff I have ever seen in my life. True Moo is okay. But it's definitely not Arusa Farms. That stuff is insane.
So it's good, basically.
Chocolates, Silk Dark Chocolate is kind of closer to the Rusa Farms. I went to buy some yesterday. They were sold out. I was like really disappointed. It came out of Stop and Shop. My shopping cart was empty. I was like,
Michelle, John Heyman's got an interesting question.
Okay. Tommy Tough Knuckles. Why? What's the question there?
Are you talking about? You said Lumi. Have you ever kissed a guy?
I'm keeping up.
In prior life, yeah. No, of course, I didn't really do it much because
You were married to a man, right, Lumi?
No, Michelle was married to a man. I was.
Oh, you never were.
I was married. I was going to marry Andrew back in the front before the French World War II.
Yeah, I know.
Now they tell me.
Andrew, you and Michelle, or was it Michelle or Lumi? You guys used to be like lovers in a past life.
Okay, I'll get
me
you back for that. I'll say
and
something about
yeah,
Uncle Jack.
I was me and Andrew. Okay, me and Andrew were working originally as business partners. You're the one who pulled up the reading.
Oh,
We actually were business partners in France
hello, Tiger.
before the occupation of Paris, and and we were going along swimmingly well. And of course, Andrew had plans to marry me, and I was excited about that. I was younger than him by maybe about 3-5 years. But unfortunately, Franz Mahler, the German soldier, took advantage of the situation, raped me, and killed me.
Terrible.
Which, of course, Andrew was pretty devastated by that. So it turns out me and Andrew do have a bit of a past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully not just sordid one, although something says to me, it's like that there's nothing too wrong with having a bit of a sordid past, you know. As long as it's a pass, you know, you can always have fun between the way. You know?
Yeah. So let me see. Where is Tommy R anyway? Oh, I see Tiger Kitty. I don't see Tommy.
I think I read, Michelle, that Tommy's been sick.
Yeah, I know. He told me that.
Yeah, I read it in your comment.
He seems a really nice guy, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a normal person.
He's a nice guy.
I'm not saying that we're not all normal, but you know what I mean. Like
he's been with his fiance. He did say he wasn't feeling well. We actually had up to 10 members on this channel. We're down to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to get some more affiliates or followers on the Twitch side of things. So, just to let people know, tonight we do have a Saturday show. It will be on Twitch only.
Okay, so Michelle, what do you want to do on Twitch compared to YouTube?
Well, we can play music on Twitch for one thing, to some extent.
Okay. Right.
And we also, have the ability to, it's more of a gaming network, so it's kind of more appropriate for gaming. Because, YouTube is fine, but there's another problem with YouTube, is the way that YouTube is becoming so ambivalent to independent content creators that think outside the box.
When you say ambivalent, in what way? Do you mean worse than YouTube, or is it better?
Well, where YouTube is better than Twitch is the fact is that we have streams that go all the way back since its beginning, whereas Twitch will erase them, anything older than 2 weeks.
See, I think a lot of people.
I think she's saying Twitch will give you a little bit more freedom, Andrew, but the way they handle the streams is worse than YouTube.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because they'll delete your streams after a couple of weeks, where YouTube you can hold on to them for years.
Right.
Yeah, you can keep them. Yeah.
Right, that's the advantage of YouTube. But at the same time, the deleting of the streams can also be an advantage, because let's just say you had a whole bunch of lousy streams.
But what would you say you have more control over? Would you say we had more control over Twitch, or would you have more control over YouTube, DLive? There's so many others out there. Obviously,
I would say I have to say, based on how little I've used Twitch other than live streaming, is I feel like I have, in some way, a little more flexibility on Twitch in certain ways.
Right.
Okay, for example, I can play music on the stream, and they're not going to go ahead and yank the stream off right from underneath my feet.
Okay.
Maybe they might in some cases, but I haven't seen it happen yet.
No. Or
YouTube could immediately get a takedown instantly. Boom! Right there, you're offline.
But you're not defaulting. You're not making any mistakes on either platform, if that makes sense. So just enjoy them both. I mean, you've got the choice. And sometimes it's good to have that choice, and not many people have that choice because they can't go on Twitch because everyone knows them, and they're like, oh my god, you know who it is? It's on Twitch right now. It's like, and people are like that. But Twitch, I would say, is a safer platform in terms of talking about some of the stuff that's talked about on here, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's stuff we can't talk about here, we can talk about there. And I haven't seen them crack down at the same level about some of the stuff that we talk about there that YouTube would do here. So
Right.
So there is that a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah.
So but right now I'm not monetized. But remember though, I'm not monetized on Twitch yet. Okay, I don't got subscriptions yet. So
I've said this before, and I'll say it again, Michelle. Monetization comes when you least expect it. Good things come when you least expect it in general.
Yeah.
So don't go there just to demand monetization, demand this, and hope for this, hope for this. It'll come good. It will come good, and it usually does that way.
Not only that, but there's also a very different clientele on Twitch than there is on YouTube too. We've already covered the fact is that a lot of the people on YouTube don't migrate to Twitch. Conversely, there's a lot of Twitch people that don't necessarily like YouTube. But then there's some that like both, and then there's some that like neither one.
Right. But they probably left YouTube for a specific reason, and that's, I would say, a lot of time is probably because of the experience they've had on YouTube and thinking it's not working for them, you know. But if you can keep them both going, you know.
Yeah.
You never know.
The one thing that I don't like about Twitch, and I've got one thing that with Americans with Disabilities Act comes in, there is no way to enable live stream closed captions directly. Okay?
I know what that means. What else? So you have to.
So for me, when I want to watch the replays on Twitch, there is no closed captions. I can't go back and watch the videos and make sure I heard everything, set everything to me during the gameplay. But that's where I have to. That's where YouTube does have the upper hand. They have the closed captions, so I can watch the stream again, and I can.
And you still got there to come to not fall back on, but to go back to, you know. And if you can make your Twitch channel successful, then you can say, well, guess what, guys? I've got both channels on the go, and they're both got a lot of subs, and you've got a lot of subscribers, Michelle.
Right.
On this channel, you know, and you can do the same on Twitch.
How many subs? How many more subs do you need on Twitch, Michelle?
Let me check officially on my phone app because that's obviously easier than trying to change it on the desktop to pull information up here. Let's see.
I'm kind of slow today. I was up late last night.
Right
what
now,
were you doing,
I need
love?
5 more. I need 5 more.
5 more. Okay.
Bloody hell. Well, that's not exactly
People join and then they leave. So that's where we're sticking at 45. We were we were at 46 a little bit yesterday, but then it went back to 45.
Okay.
So, you know, that's kind of sad. You know, it's like right now there's only one watcher right now on Twitch.
If you're new to Twitch, Michelle, it's definitely not sad.
Yeah.
So don't put yourself that down over that, because I would say Twitch is probably more of a gamer thing.
Yeah.
From what
yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah. And that's
she uses it for gaming, and then she uses it for, you know, usually the more risque streams.
The night streams.
Yeah.
And yeah, because we know the night streams can get kind of strange, and people like the music, and we did Silvermoon radio on it.
Yeah, and right now YouTube is taking channels down left and right.
Yeah, and they are.
YouTube, yeah. YouTube has been doing that. And it's sometimes I wonder why they're doing that.
Well, they're from what I can gather, they're enforcing like if you're caught hate speech or if you're caught bullying, and people report it, they're really looking into it now.
Yeah, well, I don't do hate speech and I don't encourage bullying.
Yeah. And then, of course, with everything that's going on in the world, they only want you showing certain things. So they'll take you down for that as well. I mean, you knew that, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, first, of course, I'm not showing any content that would be inflammatory. I mean,
sometimes it's unfortunate, Michelle. You sometimes got to almost double check yourself before you even make a stream nowadays, which is it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to say what you want. Obviously, that's not the case. You actually have to what's the word?
I mean, in the case of controversial issues, they should say is, okay, cite your sources. So let's make sure that you're not pulling this out of your ass. Show your sources. Where are you getting this information from? They should, if they're going to go ahead and say you're saying fake news, they should say, wait a minute, she just cited her sources in the description. So is it fake news? No, she's not making it up. She's sharing another article from someone else. That's what happened with the issue when I mentioned an article by Laura Ingraham from Fox News. They didn't even backcheck the Laura Ingraham opinion editorial piece. They just said, Michelle's talking fake news about this. No, I was actually quoting another news article.
Okay.
I mean, Fox News could have said, well, that's our copyright, but that's not what they did. It wasn't Fox News that complained. So, I think that if they're going to do that, I think they need to say, come back to the person and go, okay, where's your source? Why do you say that the earth is flat? Where's your source? Where do you just say that puppies really fall from the sky? Show us the source. Show us your article. You have to. Just like when you write a research paper in school, right? Cite your sources.
The same thing here, Michelle. It's like you could just say anything and it's taken to be factual. It's taken to be factual. And it has to be believed because it's on YouTube. Oh my God, It's like anywhere else, Michelle.
That's because YouTubers are dumb. Andrew, the community we're in.
It wouldn't be just YouTubers. I mean, I've heard other social media outfits are kind of similar in a sense. I mean, have you ever watched some of the commercials that come on before my videos? I mean, some of them are even more silly. Like, for example, cardio is not the way to lose weight. Somebody immediately starts hawking some pills. Like, wait, okay. Where's the real truth? Is cardio necessarily bad for you, or is cardio good for you? I don't know.
In the long term, I suppose it's good for you, but it's all about money. At the end of the day, it's all about money, Michelle. It's got nothing to do with how good this person is and how nice that person is. It's all about money.
Yeah. Did I get kicked out of the drinking community? I know nothing about that.
I need to find that community fast because the way I'm feeling right now, I just fucking want one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so when I first started YouTube like 6 years ago, there used to be a drinking community, a drama community, a kid behind the camera or anger grant. There used to be like several different like sub communities, and now they've all merged, and now it's just all one big lump drama community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that.
Back then, 6 years ago, YouTube was a little more wild.
Yeah.
Just like the song Cigarettes, Whiskey, and Wild, Wild Women. Now it's like, I don't know.
Red, don't worry, you're fine. You're fine, my love.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm fine. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The YouTube probably looks at my channel and says, this channel is pretty much as boring. Gee, that's just how we like it. Yeah, well, sometimes I do like to have a little fun.
Well, when Leo was saying about the pretty much the fact that the communities that were originally there, they started to merge, and once they mix and stuff like that, it all becomes a bit of a, excuse my language, but the word shit show, and that's exactly what's been happening for the last year or so, at least,
Yeah, I mean, so the problem is, of course, during the Big P, the problem is people were looking for places to go online to talk about stuff because they couldn't do anything because they were all in lockdown. And so YouTube, of course, is well known. And so people can YouTube and start talking to each other. And some of the channels, got kind of crazy. And of course, for some reason, ever since the ad apocalypse, YouTube was like, oh, we can't let this happen. We can't allow people to have fun because it will offend our advertisers.
Yeah, that's where things went wrong, definitely.
But like one person said, when the advertiser starts making the rules, just like they did with television, all of a sudden the shows start getting boring. Because now everybody's so worried that Procter & Gamble in the United States is going to go, I'm sorry, I'm not promoting my Tide detergent on a channel that encourages people to do, slap happy kind of comedy skits. Oh, okay. So no slap happy comedy skits. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to allow you, for Crisco shortening to be using another type of shortening on your pigs and with trying to wrestle greasy pigs content. And this is what they're doing. And then you're sitting there going, well, wait a minute. Now you're telling us that you want our shows to meet your qualifications, but yeah, we also have to listen to YouTube's terms of service. And so we're trying to find a balance. Now, when I'm talking about this is more important for monetized channels. The ones that are not monetized don't necessarily have to worry about the advertisers as much. That doesn't mean that YouTube can't throw advertising on their content anyway. But if you, because they only have to go by the terms of service and community guidelines. But for advertisers like me, there's like a whole nother level of terms of service above the community guidelines and the YouTube terms of service. There's the advertiser's terms of service.
Well, I suppose it's good the fact that you're very good at knowing information, and that's information is key. That is
knowledge is power. We say knowledge is power over here.
Yeah, knowledge is power. Yep, absolutely same.
And like I said, when I was a kid, when I would write research papers, teacher would tell us, cite your sources, cite your sources, cite your sources, cite your sources. Don't plagiarize. Don't say, oh, this is entirely my own source. If you're using a news article from a magazine, cite your source in the bibliography section. So we can go back and review the sources. That's the key. So if YouTube wants to say, oh, this is fake news, and you have your sources cited in your description of your channel, they can't go, wait a minute, she didn't make this up. Just sit it right here. This is the source. This is the link. This is the date and time of the source is written. She didn't make this up. This is from another source that she's citing right here. But they don't have time to do that.
I know what you mean, Michelle. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. I totally agree with you.
So in the case of the Laura Ingraham article, I showed the URL and the article I was reading on the screen so that you could see where it came from. And they still said, I'm sorry, this is fake news about XYZ.
Right.
Well, it's not, because I'm citing my sources.
I think, Michelle, I wouldn't get too stressed about it, because at least you know the truth. And sometimes knowing the truth, even though it's frustrating for people to not realize the truth as well, there's only so much you can tell people. There's only so many ways you can not convince. That sounds bad in a way,
Yeah.
but you can only do your best. You can only put out what you've got to put out, and that's it. But don't let it stress you if people are not like believing it or understanding it. At least you've got the knowledge yourself, and that sometimes that's what I was talking earlier on, just
Right.
like 2 minutes ago, about power. Knowledge is power, and information is key, and it really is. It really is.
And
if people
First
can't,
of all, why do
sorry,
people keep talking about Ed when we're not even talking about Ed? Why are they bringing Ed up here?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, Michelle. They have their
I'm
own
not
chat
talking
there.
about Ed, so I'm not going to respond to the Ed comments. Okay.
Krista was telling us some bad stuff about him yesterday in Discord, so
What's he been
I
up to
guess
this
they're kind
time?
of just.
Sorry, okay, I forgot. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, well, I talked to Ed about some of it, and I'll just tell you that. Leave it at that.
Fine. I won't say a word. Say anything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway,
But it's still quite tempting. It's still quite tempting at the same
what
time.
did you think of the last night's gameplay in World of Warcraft, Leo?
I didn't even know you were streaming. I was up with the boys in Discord, just hanging out with them, goofing around. By the next thing I knew, it was 1:00 in the morning. I was like, "Did Michelle even stream today?" I'm sorry, Michelle, I didn't get it.
That's
And
terrible.
I'm sure somebody told you, yeah, she streamed. They just didn't see it though.
No, we were just hanging, having fun, bullshitting.
Well, if you simply
So I
enough,
just lost track of time.
if you had not unsubbed, you would have seen the community tab that said I was streaming.
Actually, I have the community tab stuff turned off because all that's not that yours was bad, but all these other people that have community tabs that I'm subbed to,
Yeah.
it's horrendous. I mean, they put some stuff up there that just makes no sense
I
to
can
me.
believe it. Yeah. I can believe it.
Yeah.
So I'll only check it if I hear something. But
guys,
but
all
I'm
I can
resubbed
tell
now,
you
so.
is Ed has to clean his feet better. He's starting to smell like homeless Mike in his feet. Okay, I'll leave it at that right now.
Wow.
Michelle, my youngest brother, he used to be a really bad alcoholic, and he showered regularly, but his feet were horrible. I wonder if it's an alcoholic thing.
Yeah, his were
Leo,
too.
I don't know if that's the case, because I think I've had my moments.
And then he leaves his shoes on when he's
Well,
sleeping in the
some
bed.
people have stinky feet.
And I said, Ed,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I said, why don't you take your footwear off when you're in bed? You don't need them on.
Oh, he never takes his shoes.
Oh,
See,
he
Michelle,
did.
he's
Well,
got like a homeless person's
Homeless Mike had
mentality.
the same
That's not
identical
gonna help.
problem.
That's not gonna help.
Homeless Mike
Yeah,
had the exact same problem. And it's like, well, of course, Homeless Mike had a reason. He didn't have any other footwear. But
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
I think that's a homeless mentality, Michelle. Like, when you're homeless, you wear your shoes constantly.
Oh,
because
here's an
you're out.
interesting thing for you. I saw this on a video on one of the other YouTube channels. Did you know that in parts of Arizona and New Mexico, you can get land for under $1,000 an acre? Let me be honest, though. It's in the middle of the desert.
And you want to go on some land in New Mexico or
Arizona. Or actually, there was one piece of land that was being mentioned by, I forgot what the channel was called. I'll have to look it up real quick. He mentioned there was some area in Oklahoma which looked promising, except for one problem. Like me and Krista were talking about yesterday. She said, what are you going to do when the town is like 25 miles away from where you live? And that's exactly what the story with Oklahoma was. I was like, oh my god, cute place, bad idea. Because it was, I will paste the link to you so you can watch it.
Okay, no worries.
Let's see if I can find it here.
Red was saying something about that Ed was lying to us all and stuff like that about being homeless, and apparently he was homeless.
Top 10 places you can live, world according to Briggs. All right, I'm going to send this to you directly, Leo, so you can watch this. I thought it was really interesting because of but again, because it's copyright, I can't put it on here. But I'll just tell you the link and put it on. I can put it in just a general video and like news and videos on my channel. So, do you still sub to my channel?
Me, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I just put in news and video so you can. I also will put a copy of it in your personal link as well. Really cool, short, fascinating. Let's see. Tiger Kitty, Krista, General Blazing Leo's channel. I guess it's nothing. It's nothing really sneaky or nasty. Oh, okay.
Well, Michelle, after what I've seen last night, nothing you put in there.
You said you're so excited about it.
Oh, man. I got it. All right. So, show to...
Bill thinks porn is art.
Post.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it really was a cool video. You can get land for under $2,000. And it was like, hey, you know what? This wouldn't be bad. An acre of land, especially in Oklahoma, which looked like it was pretty decent. This was on the good side of Arkansas. And you could be out there in the country, Oh, yeah, it's Tornado Alley. Okay, that's sort of a problem.
Forget that one then.
If you want to see your house like in the Wizard of Oz, because there's no tornado sirens nearby.
That's probably why it's so cheap there, Michelle.
But
that land, Michelle, wouldn't be bad. Like if you want to build like an underground bunker or something.
Oh yeah, you could build an underground bunker. You could have a small farm, have your outhouse in the back. Get a hand dug well for drinking water, grow crops, have livestock.
Right.
But you're not going to be close to anybody. Oh, and yeah, you can forget cell phone service, and you probably can forget electricity. Because you're not going to be near the power poles, because you're in the middle of nowhere.
I'll eventually get to see some.
Yeah, so that's...
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of bathroom, I got to use it real quick. I'll be right back. Entertain Andrew and Steph, and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Andrew, when are you coming to the state? End of August?
August 29th, yeah.
How long are you staying for?
Auntie's wedding. I'll be there for 3 weeks.
3 weeks? And what family are you visiting?
My mom's side. Yeah.
On your mom? Oh, okay. So is your mom going to go... Oh,
no,
your mom passed. I'm sorry, I forgot. So is it like sisters and brothers?
Yeah.
Or nieces and stuff?
All of them.
All of them? Hopefully. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Now, are they originally from Scotland or no? I don't remember if you said your mom was
not all of them.
Scottish.
My mom was originally my mom was actually born where you are. She was born in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago. Oh, that's right. You told me that. That's right. Yeah, my parents are both Chicagoans. So I have a lot of family in Chicago. Not anymore. They're all dead, but
so I'm looking forward to, because obviously the 2 years is what we had, the pandemic and stuff like that, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention that, So it's gonna be nice to go back. I know it's gonna be pretty hot at a time of year, but because originally it was gonna be earlier, but things changed again with just things in general, But it's finally.
So are they still in the Midwest though, Andrew, or no?
Some of them are, yes. Some of them are.
Oh, some
But
of
not
them.
all,
Is
where
that
it
where
will
you're
be
going, or you're going? I
no,
thought you said you're going
no,
more east.
I'm going to New York, and I'm going down to Syracuse.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm
My
looking
mom
forward.
hated New York when she went. She said everything was
Yeah.
too compact
Oh God, I don't know. Well,
and
compared to
expensive.
anywhere I've been, that's not compact. That's just like, oh my God, this place is effing massive.
Yeah.
I'm always enjoy it. Always enjoy going there, and it's been, as I say, 2 years, so it's gonna be nice to actually go back and connect with some cousins that are still there, and family, not just cousins, but my auntie, obviously, and I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's gonna be hot, but knowing our luck, and every time I've been there, right, it's usually there's been a heat wave back over here, and it's like, oh, it's really nice weather, by the way. It's like, what the fuck? Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So that's that. So I'm, as I say, I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there was another area they said on the East Coast
And
in
I wouldn't dare
Georgia.
go near Michelle's because obviously I was threatened, by with
You were
nothing, Michelle.
threatened by
Nothing.
what?
Yeah, apparently Ed wanted to kill me or something like that. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God. I remember even hearing that. I thought it's the funniest thing I'd
Oh,
ever met.
he did. He did. For a little while, he thought that you wanted his woman.
I know.
There
Don't
was
worry,
another
Michelle.
there was another piece of land that I didn't mention. It was on the Briggs report too. It was a town community in Georgia.
I have family in Georgia too.
Yeah.
I have
But
family
the
everywhere,
problem
though.
with Georgia is you got those nasty little mosquitoes that'll bite the hell out of you, and you basically got to worry about chiggers and ticks and. Oh, at least Ed wouldn't say, "I'm cold."
Okay.
He wouldn't say that about Oklahoma either. He wouldn't say that about Oklahoma either. He'd probably be saying is, "Hey, I'm bored. There's no internet." Yeah, I know.
Yeah, only because we've gotten too used to the internet.
No one's
Michelle. I
gonna
mean,
put a cell tower in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma. So,
Well, yeah, they would have to build it up first before they put stuff like that in.
yeah.
right.
Oh, maybe you might be able to get a phone line run from town. But how much is the phone company gonna charge you per mile to run a wire?
Exactly. Yeah, my brother actually ran into that problem that he had no internet coming to his place. Oh my God, you dumb cat. So he looked into having a phone line run to him, or like an internet thingy, and it was going to be thousands of dollars. They weren't going to do it. He would have had to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you want to make it.
And not only that, but you know what? Here's a secret that people don't realize. If you're more than 15 miles away from the central office, your internet speed's going to be shit. Because the VDSL ADS 2 plus bonded is pretty much going to be shit. Okay. I guess Leo, you're going to be coming back later because guess who wants to come on panel.
Okay, yep. I have to go anyway. I've got some stuff to do. So you guys have a good day, okay?
All right, so I'll take care of him for now. All right, thanks, Leo.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Paul. How you doing?
Hey, okay.
Good morning, Michelle.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So tonight we're gonna play World of Warcraft anyway, or are we just gonna go to the regular night show, or do a little bit of both, or what? I don't know what tonight's plans are.
That's up to you, Michelle.
I kind of. Oh, let me ask this. I guess this is more of a poll question. Let me put this up as a poll. Yeah, let's put this up as a poll. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Michelle, what is that I smell? Is that Ed's feet or is it fear?
Do
Hey, Paul, how you
we
doing?
play
Hey,
WoW
how's it going?
tonight?
I'm alright.
Or
Good. Glad to hear, sir.
do we play WoW tonight? A simple yes or no poll. There you go. A simple poll. That's it. Unfortunately, the Twitch people will not be able to respond to the poll, which just kind of sucks because I don't know how to put a poll on Twitch.
So, do you want to play Warcraft tonight?
What'd you say, Andrew?
Right now, we got one says no.
Join us tonight?
Yeah, Michelle was just saying, do we want to play Warcraft tonight?
Yeah, are you gonna join us, Andrew?
No, I said to you before.
Oh,
I'm not go back and play it again. No, it's not gonna happen.
Actually, I'd love to see Andrew play all the way from the UK. I mean, it is theoretically possible, Andrew. I told you that. And if you want, you could even ask Blizzard this. Okay, say I want to play with my American friends. What do I need to do so I can play World of Warcraft in America?
Yep.
And they will actually tell you what to do. So, it would be kind of fun to actually have you on World of Warcraft as a fourth person in the group.
Sorry to interrupt. I think it would probably cost money to transfer realms again to go somewhere else. And
I would make it easy. I would just start a whole new character in a new realm, and don't even try to transfer anything. I did that. I transferred my characters from Argent Dawn to Windrest Accord because the poor character absolutely had no one to play with. I'm talking about Valenia. So I really realized that Braylon on Windrest Accord had the same problem, and she had nobody to she had all this money, she had all this loot, but she had no one to play with. So I said, okay, I'm going to move Valenia to Windrest Accord, and that worked out better because now they can trade money and stuff back and forth. But I would love to have you on the game. I think it would be a real trip.
Yeah, I need to figure out how that's going to work, though. If I was to do that, and I'm saying if.
Yeah.
There's plenty of games you can play. I know you've got the simulator game for the the trucker or something.
Oh, American Truck Simulator.
Yeah, that's
right.
the one.
That one's kind of fun.
There's plenty of games, even if it's just puzzle games, even if it's just like card games like Uno or something like that. That can be very much a lot of fun.
Well, a game I'd like to play, I would love to see Real Civil Engineer likes to play Polybridge, where you build bridges and stuff, which is kind of fun looking, design a bridge to meet the certain requirements for the people. And that is, pretty cool. People enjoy watching that. City Skyline looks pretty good, but these are not multiplayer games to my knowledge.
That's the thing, yeah.
Sounds good, Michelle. It's a good game.
Which one? City Skyline?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's not a multiplayer though. It's one thing, so.
Yeah.
But it's definitely kind of similar to SimCity 3000, which was okay.
I'm saying, I think what you want to do, you're wanting to play with other people in terms of the gaming aspect, which I get that. To me, I've got games I love to play, which I mentioned a few days ago about Elden Ring and stuff that I recently bought, and that is hard as hell. And it's nice to have somebody to help you out with it, but it's finding that right person. But when you've been talking to people for a while, like obviously we all have, and you can find one game that you can enjoy it. Okay, I know those games that you've played before. What were those games that you do, and they can call Ed a pedo and stuff like that. you know. And
like the party box, the
yeah,
like
that's the one.
Quiplash,
So it's like,
Quiplash, and all that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you've really got to have a hard skin for games like that. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
thankful that you don't actually notice half the things on there. But when you're playing directly with people in a game, you actually, you actually enjoy. You know, I think we mentioned Skyrim before. Or I did before myself. But Elder Scrolls are online. It's very
Elder
different. It's
Scrolls. Yeah.
nothing. It's not the same. You know,
I
wish
have
it
never
was.
played
But
with
it's not.
anybody else in Elder Scrolls. I have always been a solitaire, and it's kind of like the Maytag repairman. It gets lonely out here. No one plays with you. So then you're doing everything on
Yeah,
your
but
own.
you've got to go out there and say, "Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" And trust me, there's so many people that play those games. There's always going to be someone that eventually will, you know.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is? Here's where one of the things I learned after one of the lockdowns is I'm tired of being alone all the time. And so, me playing with Paul and Skynet, or maybe if you want to join us on that server, it's going to be like $15 US. They're not going to charge you extra to become, play from the UK.
Well, I don't know that yet.
But it is going to cost you is latency, because obviously you're going to be playing from far away. For you, playing the East Coast server is like it is for me playing the West Coast server. It's about the same number of miles.
Right.
So you gotta figure you're talking about 8,000 miles away in the West Coast server. So maybe that might be a little bit too far because the latency is going to be long.
But
if you were to play with me on Westfall on Burning Crusade Classic, it would be fine. There would be no problem with speed. You and I could go out there, do some quests.
Well, you were talking about that, Michelle. I mean, I've played games with Sarah for so many years, and she lives in Los Angeles, and I live here. You know, we've never had any issues. You know, so it's never been an issue at all. You know, in terms of latency or anything like that.
Well, I know it's just something to keep in mind. Remember, there's the signal only only goes with the speed of light. So, I mean, in some cases, it's probably not going to be a major hurdle. Except maybe in a dungeon or something where you're basically are absolutely going to be going up against...
the first time I went to Naxxramas, I was spotted by a guy in a raid saying, "Oh, he's got a Philosopher's Stone on," and I knew nothing about this game back then. You know, this is when I first started playing Warcraft, and I remember that feeling of people laughing at me and to me, but they still let me in. You've just got to. There's always going to be people there that will help you. Don't see it negatively and all the time. You know, there's always going to be someone there that's going to, help you out and stuff like that, and vice versa. I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget that moment.
John Heyman says, "I need new graphics cards. I don't want to spend $1,200 on it." Well, why do you need to spend $1,200 on a graphics card? Like, what kind of monitor you set up here? I mean...
Michelle, I got a question for you. Michelle.
What's that? What's the question?
I got a question for you. So, yesterday, Blazing Leo wanted to ruin your channel and take everyone away from it, and today she's back. What happened? Did she come asking you to come back? What happened with that yesterday?
Well, me and Leo talked about it in private. We kind of straightened a few things out.
She just flip-flopped. She was mad, and then, she got angry, and now she's back again. Yeah, that's typical.
She's a Leo. She's a lioness.
She's a
lion took claws.
I don't think that's the reason, Michelle. I don't think that's the reason. I just think maybe something.
Maybe Andrew can fill us in. What happened? Like, Michelle, you want to destroy Michelle's channel, and I'm taking everyone away from you, and then now she's back. What's up with that?
Like you said, she just get a little bit angry, and then she kind of calmed down. She realized, well, maybe I was, being a little bit strong, and I shouldn't have been like that.
But she's also been a massive good support of your channel, Michelle. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know she's a
yeah,
good
but
sport.
not
That's
when
the other
she
reason.
threatens
Plus, like I
to
said, I've
take
been
people away from it though, and gets mad and says, "I'm taking people with me." And that's kind of shitty to do to Michelle. I mean,
Yeah, but
why would
sometimes
you
people
like want to hurt
make
Michelle's
mistakes. Look at
channel
the
if you're
stuff
such a
when
big
I did when
supporter
I
of it?
was losing
yeah.
my temper, when I was losing my
Well,
head
she's
and
just
some
flip flopping
certain
as
issues.
usual. Typical drama community bullshit. Yeah, I
I
get it.
wouldn't quite call the drama community though.
Well, let me ask you a
No,
very
she is
valid
100%. She's
question. Let me ask you.
100% drama community. She's in it. She watches it. She follows it. She acts like it.
All right,
She's
let me
100%
ask you a
Well,
valid
drama
I'm
question.
not getting
What
involved
other
in that.
communities are on
Yeah,
YouTube?
neither am I. I don't want to.
Now, let me ask you a related question.
That's part
What
of the
other
problem. I didn't want to be
communities on
involved. Now she's
YouTube
mad.
are there? I mean, what community would I better fit into?
The
It's
one
kind
you're
of a
interested in,
miscellaneous. You're a
Michelle,
bit of
probably.
everything, Michelle. I mean, I know you want your channel to be informative, but so a lot of people over here have just turned it into a drama channel. So it's kind of drama, comedy, informative. I'd say
A little bit of
probably
everything.
somewhere in there. Yeah,
A little bit of DIY. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't actually show a video of me putting the RAM in my computer.
I hate you, Michelle. I love you, Michelle. I hate you, Michelle. I love you, Michelle.
Actually, that would be a fun video.
I love you, Michelle.
If I put the memory upgrade in the compact computer, that would be kind of an interesting exercise.
You building the
So
new
I was playing
Frankenstein?
around with the Dell Latitude yesterday. It was pretty good, very snappy, very snappy. There's 16 gigabytes of RAM with Linux on it and opening Chromium.
What are you gonna do with that laptop, Michelle? It's gonna have it as a spare.
It was gonna be used by me and Ed. It was gonna become because he kind of wanted a laptop, but I kind of needed one for something. So it was like, okay, we have the laptop. Just go ahead and go and play. The thing is Ed can be like an ogre when it comes to hard drives, and so I'm always concerned. When he gets mad and he starts thumping and banging the thing, it's going to crash the hard drive. He did that on a few hard drives. He did that on a few laptops already. So I was going to go with SSDs. The problem was the SSDs are pretty expensive right now, even in a 500 gigabyte size. So, and a rule of thumb is that you should have a SSD of twice the capacity that you're using for your operating system. So let's say your operating system takes 40 gigabytes. Well, in that case, you want to go for an 80 gigabyte, which they don't really make anymore, but maybe go for a 256 gigabyte SSD. But then I was thinking about, I want to subdivide the partition into two partitions, one for Windows and one for Linux. But I mean, it's already got a laptop registration key for Windows 7 Home Edition. So if I can find Windows 7 Home Edition, at least then the key on the laptop would be valid. And I wouldn't have to worry about generating a whole new key all over again. So that's the reason why I'm going to see if I can try to find a copy as Windows 7 Home Edition from Microsoft and put that in there. I might have a copy available for download. So I'll just have to resize the Linux partition. But the thing is, Linux partition is very fast and responsive and very snappy. I was impressed how fast that Intel Core i3 mobile chip was running. I mean, it was very snappy, very, very responsive. Absolutely impressive. Let me finish it up with one more monitor. Oh yeah, I did not buy the dual monitor stand yet. First of all, to put the second monitor in here, we'd have to change this desk layout. One of the ways to do that is to take the camera that's mounted over here, and I'll have to simulate with the other camera because I ain't gonna be able to move this camera around. This is bolted to the wall. So I'm gonna use this other camera to see what I'm talking about. So if I put this desk on here, where's that one? There's that webcam. There it is. There it is. There. Okay, so I'm going to show you this camera here. So let's assume, okay, so here we have kind of, never mind the green screen, it's not. You can see this is kind of what, you got the pole here. You probably noticed that the pole has always been a bit of a problem. So if I was to get this thing, I would have to mount it up here. Whoop. And then you still have the, you'd be seeing my head, but then you would have the two monitors down there. Man, this
So
cords
just have Ed hold your
these
second
cords are
monitor
tangled back
while
there.
you play and stand there.
So that's about the best I can do is to mount it like that. And I was like,
He wouldn't be able to do that, Paul. He'd be like,
No, not for like more than like probably I'd say 5 minutes if that, Andrew, if
I
that.
was gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah. You'll get it figured out, Michelle. You'll get it figured out. I think a dual monitor would help you out though during your game plays.
And then
You know,
of
you could
course
have
we
the
still
game-
have the desk boom microphone that's still here. Oh wait a minute, I gotta fix this. I never got. I
Andrew,
never
Andrew, you said
understood.
you have a laptop, right? Are you desktop or laptop?
I never understood this
laptop at
OBS
the moment,
slider
laptop,
thing.
Yeah.
Come on, so where is it? Yeah.
Quite a
Okay.
good one, I think. Apparently so. When I do things, if I buy things, I don't care as long as they work. You know, that's the
Yeah, I
sort
hear
of
you.
person I am. I'm not
I hear
technically minded at all.
Okay. For some
Yeah.
reason now it's showing me my one monitor, but it won't show me switch. You got? Oh, do you have any
man.
keys? Do you have any camouflage keys? No, I don't. Okay. Do you have the fade on? Yeah, I do. Okay, but why it's not fading? Who the hell knows? Oh, wait a minute. So let me see. What the hell did you switch?
Who in the hell knows?
No, that's not it. No, don't want to move that. That's
Oh,
fine.
God.
But for some reason, it's not. Let me switch screens. Let me just this. If this works. Yeah, that works. Okay.
How's
it
Rusty
works.
doing
Okay,
today?
so I decided to change the camera position. All right. So the point is that yeah. So the stand I was looking
Let's
at.
find out, Andrew. You just,
The
Michelle,
stand.
where's Rusty at today? Where's
He's on the
Rusty?
couch. He's on the couch snoozing right now. So anyway,
he's
what was I
fine.
saying? Oh yeah, it was funny last night. Rusty was sat on the computer, and then my Xbox controller was sitting on the computer, and like all of a sudden my character started spinning in circles.
Yeah,
How
Rusty
you
was trying to
finding
play World of
this?
Warcraft.
And then I realized the cat was sitting on the controller, and I was like, oh, forgot about that. Was
Sorry,
still.
how you finding the Xbox control, Michelle? Are you finding it easier to use instead of a keyboard and mouse, or do you
No,
prefer?
I'm not. I'm not really.
Okay.
It's a lot more of a challenge for me. In some cases, the keyboard was a lot easier to stay out of accidents because the keyboard
Oh, yeah,
has a
that's
self-centering
definitely
function. So if you take your finger off the key, it will recenter it back to center. 3 and 6 o'clock positions, 3 and 9 o'clock positions on the wheel. But if you on the controller, it doesn't have the automatic snap back, so it's easy to kind of get. Realize that you always have to constantly mess with the little control to slide it back to the 3 and 6 o'clock positions.
I really
Especially
think
in the dark, it's kind of hard. But that's where I use the arrow keys. What is nice with the controller is that I can literally pull back the trigger and like a gas pedal, and I don't have to worry about.
You can do that also on the other thing as well. It's just what you're used to, I think.
Yeah.
So it just takes time. I mean, the fact, even the thought of even using a keyboard and mouse, I'm like, no. So I
it
the
takes,
same when I
takes some getting used
sorry,
to. Takes a bit of getting used to.
Absolutely, it does.
Especially if you're a console player, like me and Andrew.
Yes.
Takes a bit. Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know, Andrew. Yeah, my first instinct would be to always use a controller on the computer. Can I use a controller for this? Can I use a controller for this?
Yeah.
Then you kind of got to get out of that habit, and say, okay, well, I am PC gaming. Kind of got to get out of the habit. You got to get used to using that WSAD on the keyboard for your walk. Like back in the day, I would use the arrow keys to walk around, like play Doom or Wolfenstein. I use the arrow keys. I wouldn't use a mouse and a keyboard. I would use both hands on the keyboard.
1993. That's when the original Doom came out. And
by the way, for those people who wanted to know where we stand right now in the polls, the 62% say play WoW, and 38% say no.
Okay.
I'd say kind of just play it by ear, Michelle. How you're feeling? I'm not sure what
Yeah.
you're doing this afternoon.
Yeah,
but,
well, you know what
7
it
o'clock
is
hits.
don't forget, when I actually set it up on Twitch, it helps if up front, if I'm going to play World of Warcraft at the beginning, to say what the classification is, say World of Warcraft. Because talks and podcasts, because people are going to be looking for World of Warcraft. They're going to be looking for tags to see World of Warcraft. They're not going to looking for...
Michelle, that might be an idea to change it to a different platform. If you're playing games, play the games on Twitch, maybe? I don't know. Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
And that way you wouldn't have maybe people...
Right, that's one reason why we did say we're going to move the game playing to Twitch. And then, of course, the night shows to Twitch, as we explained earlier.
All right, okay.
But what's irritating me to no end is, for example, Restream does not have the option to have multiple profiles saved. I would love to have that as a feature where I can say, okay, for example, if I want to have certain profiles, like for the morning show, and a profile for the game streams, and then maybe a profile for the good evening, so that would keep all the different stream keys organized. Because right now it gets really confusing, because I have to keep going in and edit them every time I change the stream.
Yeah.
So we got the good morning. Let's say I'm going to go to game time. Even for example, it's just on Twitch. So I got to turn off the YouTube. I got to turn off the Twitter. I got to turn off the and then of course then edit the Twitch.
I think it must depend on the game. I think it must depend on the game, Michelle, because lately I've been buying the older Final Fantasies and playing them on the laptop, and I've been loving every single second of it, apart from the random battles, which are a pain in the neck for everyone. But I've never had to change the setup and layout of my button controls.
Well, I try to break it down by theme. So if I say I have like this is called Good Morning. Okay, then people are going to know that it's Good Morning. Okay, and that's the way it's labeled on Twitch. Good Morning and North American Snow Queen Chill Zone. Good Morning on YouTube, and then on D Live it says North American Chill Zone Game Time. And then, so it gets kind of mixed up. And then I have to keep editing them every single time I change content. So it would be nice if if Restream said, hey, if you would like to be able to have multiple profiles, then just for $5.95 a month, we will give you the ability to have multiple profiles. You could have 2, 3 profiles. And that would be like fine. And I could just select profile 1, profile 2, profile 3. And for an extra $5.95 a month, it might be worth it.
Michelle, it's a pain in the ass changing them stream keys. I get it, Michelle. It's a pain in the ass to change all the stream keys. I've been there before.
Yeah, definitely.
It can. I don't know. Michelle does like Restream IO, so.
My titles are pretty plain.
It's a pain in the ass.
But
sometimes on one platform.
Yeah.
Of course, they could always call them like Asmund Gold TV does. Get in here now! Everyone get in here now! That's kind of clickbaity, but but it works for Asmund Gold. I don't know why I'd want to do that.
You got to be careful of, because people will say, "Oh, it's just a clickbait title. That's why you're getting us to watch this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works. I have a buddy who puts fight in every one of his stream titles, and people, it works.
Absolutely. Yep, definitely. It does work,
Well, we all know Asmund Gold pretty much is more
Andrew,
Asmund Gold TV is pretty much just playing games. That's what he does on Twitch. Okay, everybody knows that. But really, he doesn't just play games on Twitch, because he's doing opinion editorials on the same stream. I've seen excerpts of it. That's why he doesn't say playing World of Warcraft. It says, "Everybody get in here now."
Well, you could have a title instead of the NASQ Chill Zone. You could just say, something like excitement time. I'm just being ridiculous and a bit over dramatic, but something like that, you know.
Or I can even just say, you know, if I wanted to be like Asmund Gold, I could just say, "Hey assholes, get in here now." You know, like
that as well. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, it might actually get the wrong impression. People might get mad about that.
That's true. More if you did something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, Dabo saying clickbait is better than click repellent.
Right. Yep, that's true. That's the comment I was reading. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, because right now it looks like the WoW gaming stream is becoming a more popular option right now than the Saturday night talk show, which I think is fine, because I prefer gaming anyway, because it's more enjoyable, and we do still get a chance to look at the comments. And Red said something last night that I do kind of want to ask him about, is what is this about Dolce Base? You brought up Dolce Base last night. I know very little about it. What's special about Dolce Base? I don't...
What's the poll results, John Heyman says?
Well, he mentioned it last night. He said Dolce Base is opening.
John Heyman was asking about poll results, Michelle.
Yeah.
John Heyman says, "What's the poll results?"
The poll results right now, the score is 60 to 40. 60 yes to 40 no.
That's semi-close.
Well, again, Michelle, I would say just play it by ear. You know, I don't know what you're doing this afternoon, if you're going to be gaming or if whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I might play some American Truck Simulator off camera, because I kind of want to practice on that a little more.
That's a good stream, Michelle. That's a good stream. Those are good live streams. But, you know, it's just play it by ear, I guess, Michelle.
Yeah, well, what I do, I'll be on Twitch, because we already said that we're doing the games on Twitch, because it's easier.
Michelle, Red was saying the Hellgate is the Dolce Base, bottom floor 5 is cracked. Pray for your souls.
Okay, somebody said that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He also said the Japanese rock cracked too.
Oh, okay.
I don't know much about either one.
Yeah, we'll be sure to keep our eyes and ears open.
What about the Hellgate that they almost created using the Hadrian Super Collider a couple of years ago in 2016? I haven't heard any more about that. They believe they punched a wormhole to another dimension.
No.
I don't know. Too much of a dimension.
I already know. If you look back, it started around 2014 or 2011. That the prophecies of the Mayans were starting to come true. Now, everybody thought that 2012 was the pinnacle. No, 2011, 2012 was the beginning. I don't think it's going to totally come to an end exactly on December 21st, 2012. And that was right. It didn't. But we started to see the fat lady warming up her tonsils around 2011.
Right, Michelle, I'm going to have to head off. I need some food. I need something.
Okay. So anyway, Andrew, take a look. Talk to Blizzard and see what they tell you about if you want to get an American sub. If you do...
Yeah, I will.
Maybe I can get you a gift subscription. So you can try it on America. Maybe that'd be kind of fun to see you on the show.
All right, Andrew. Have a great day.
Yeah, into yourself.
All right, touch you later, Andrew.
Honestly, guys, you have a
Andrew.
great afternoon and have a good weekend as well. Okay, have a good one.
Take care.
Yeah, I know all this, guys. I do know this about what 2012 said. What 2012 is doing was not an instant, all of a sudden, kablam moment. People don't really think about that, but it's true. I do believe we are seeing some pretty scary stuff. Now, by the way, something a little more exciting is, as far as getting the dual monitor set up here, it's possible, but there's a couple things we'd have to move around. Nothing, like, insurmountable. I mean, like, there wouldn't be no way for me to tuck the keyboard underneath the desk when the cat is here. The phone box, that's the thing that takes the phone calls right here, would have to be moved from underneath the monitor. Because
Michelle, remember
obviously it's...
Remember, Michelle, I had that wormhole in my house, Michelle, a few years ago. I just put a bookcase in front of it, and I don't even bother it anymore. You know, should I move the bookcase and see if it's still there? The wormhole in my house.
Tiger Kitty says, if you had 5 hours left before the end of the world, what would you do? I don't know. I never really thought about it. Maybe celebrate. Let's be honest. The world has been hard on everybody for the last quite a few years, quite a few decades. I don't know what I would do, but maybe celebrate, party like it's 1999. Maybe, I don't know.
There you go, Michelle. I like your answer. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to be with my family." What's the point? You know, what's the point?
Or maybe I might do what the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy did. When Ford Prefix brings Arthur Dent to the pub and says, "Drink up," and gives a guy a tenner and says, "Give us all the beer you can for a tenner." Aye, okay. Is it really going to end it shortly? Oh yes. Okay. Do we need to cover ourselves or duck and cover if you feel like it's going to help? Finally, the barkeeper says in the end, last calls. But, yeah, watch the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I guess it'll probably be me and my Ford Prefix sitting in a pub somewhere getting blasted, maybe.
Michelle's partying. If the end of the world's coming, guys, so be prepared.
Yeah, we'll see what
happens.
Party
time.
Also, unfortunately, the restreamed comment here does not seem to exist on my Twitch one that says, just a reminder, during Gamer, I tend to be more focused on the game than on chats. I do look to the chats when I get a free moment. However, I cannot always get right back to you during the game. People used to complain because they were saying I was ignoring the chats. No, actually I wasn't. I just was always playing the game.
It's kind of ignoring the chat though, Michelle. When you just play the game.
Yeah.
That technically
it depends on the game.
The
sometimes, like World of Warcraft, it's a little easier to sneak a look over there.
Yeah.
But when you're playing American Truck Simulator, you got to keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah. That's when you got to like pull over, or like when you're stopped or something. Maybe take a glance at the chat.
And don't forget the game is not occurring in real time either, so got to keep that in mind. So, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. If you say that the trip's supposed to be 7 hours and you're done in 4, or even 2 hours. Yeah. And I almost got the list. I didn't share the stream, and it was a bit of a mockery in the end. I was almost right to my final destination point to deliver dishware, and
like that idea. Get some.
I missed Walbert. I was trying to get back to Walbert. I overshot it. I got so road ragey, I decided to deliberately back up and basically did bumper cars and just basically smashed every car in the lane just to get back. Created a traffic jam that basically lasted for the equivalent of hours. Couldn't move in. I was boxed in. And finally, I just had to abandon it. I said, oh, fuck this.
Michelle, would you ever consider getting some wine and playing some like truck simulator? Maybe have a glass or two of wine or something and do a little truck simulator. Would you ever consider that, Michelle? Because I think
no.
I think a lot of people would.
Eventually, I do want to get some of the other DLCs on it.
Michelle, I think a lot of people would enjoy that stream. If you want to put a poll up, I bet you would get close to 100% of people who would want you to have a glass or two of wine and play some trucking simulator.
Well, right now the stream it's at 50%. So at this point, so I don't think, but it's still yes. I mean, it's been yes for a while. I mean, more people are actually wanting to play the game. So, but yeah, but then last night we had to do those Krakow assholes.
Great. Yep.
I ran into those in Lachmadan, and they are just the worst alligators or crocodiles you ever run into. I was supposed to go, on my other character, Michelle Marie, was supposed to go find Bingles. And she was like, okay, I'm going to go get Bingles because I realized that, you and Skynet were busy doing something else. And immediately these stupid crocodiles came after me. And I was like, oh crap. I mean, they're really high level. And I'm like, I used up all my mana and I was dead instantly. And then I was like, and then last night was the same thing. It was really, really frustrating.
Yeah, they're tough, Michelle. But you know what? We're in a new area now. We're fine. And when we hit level 30, Michelle,
right now we're in Exeter right now, Draenei territory.
Michelle, when we hit level 30, we're gonna go back and we're gonna kick those crocodiscs' ass. We're gonna go get our revenge. We're gonna get our revenge, Michelle. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun challenge. I mean, that's why I'm looking forward to going back on there again tonight. We
made it, Michelle. We made it.
And let's be honest. Draenei women are cute. Okay, I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
Draenei women are cute. The Draenei guys, they're okay too. I mean, but they got these big tentacles hanging on the faces, like catfish.
Right now, Valenia's sleeping on top of me. We're sleeping in the inn right now, Michelle, very comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice.
They look like some kind of hibernation pods from Star Trek. But we're not actually sleeping in them. We're sleeping on the friggin' floor. Can we send Michelle alcohol with Instacart, or can you only order stuff in your own? That's a great question. I don't know because
I think there's an app called Tips. There's an app you can buy alcohol with. I forget what it's called, Michelle, but they have an app specifically.
Honestly, guys, Okay, now I got another valid question about Instacart is if you're ordering, say, for example, from one store in Instacart and there's another store nearby, could you combine the orders from the two stores in one trip?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because, I mean, like, if you get something like at Market 32, like the groceries, and then you want to go to the wine shop, which might be right next door, could you combine the two into one trip? Because if you could, that would save you a lot of headaches, I never really tried it.
You know what I ordered, Michelle?
What's that?
USB sound card.
Oh, USB sound card.
I did, and it's coming today. It's coming a day early. I'm excited.
Is it a full sound card, or is it like this thing?
It's just like a little one that has like a 3.5 millimeter jacks in it. It's not a full sound card. It's just one that has like two.
I paid like $5 for this.
Yeah, I paid like $10 for it with the shipping and all. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, but since my
gadgets,
since my USB my mixer has a USB port on it,
right.
It really doesn't need technically a separate USB sound card.
Right.
But yeah, there is issues with it. We already remember the whining mosquito sound, don't we?
More, please. Hell yeah.
I mean, I never understood why we would get the whiny mosquito sound, but we did. And like, you plug the USB sound would go through to the computer, and then you have the line out going to the sound analog input. All of a sudden, you get this whiny mosquito sound, and it was really irritating. And the reason I did that because originally I thought I damaged my line in jack. I didn't. It turned out I damaged the cable.
Tiger. Yeah, I'm just like you, Michelle. I love getting new technology. I love getting, I love technology. I love getting new technology. I'm getting it a day early.
In
coming
my
a day early,
case,
Michelle.
as long as the membership and the advertising revenue is there, I can do the same thing. I can upgrade my gear as I can a little bit at a time. Because I'm not going to go out there and blow my old wad in one single
No, I
week.
hear you, Michelle. No, I hear you. You gotta be smart. But like I said, Michelle, I'm like you. I know you get excited when you get your, when you got your controller. You're excited when you got your RAM. I just get excited for technology like you do.
Well, the RAM was nice because it made that laptop. Oh, which one? You mean the desktop? Oh yeah, the desktop. Same thing with the laptop. It makes a difference, because it definitely made the gameplay a lot better. But actually, funny thing is, right now we're not even using the new video card. We're using the old video card. I haven't bothered to put the new video card back in the computer yet. But I have it. I just took it out of the machine. It's still in the box. It was like, oh, we have it, but we really don't need it. Because originally we thought the video card was bad. I don't think so, because turns out that the North Bridge was overheating really, really bad. Well, of course it was overheating. The damn North Bridge was full of dust.
But like not your guys' flirting. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to blow it out. I hear you.
Yep, I took it out with a toothbrush. A clean toothbrush, and I just went into those fins and I just...
Yeah, you had to do the same recently. I had to do the same recently, Michelle, back in maybe February, I think, maybe late January.
Yeah.
Had to clean up the old PC, get all those dusties out, get the fans cleaned. It does help it out performance-wise, though, as you know. It definitely can help it out.
Krista asked me, she says, do you have any PCs that work? I said, I have 2.
Yeah.
But the one PC that I would give Krista has a Pentium Celeron processor in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to upgrade that one to a Xenon motherboard and new power supply. And then we got another computer sitting in the storage bin that doesn't even turn over. But if I can get that one working, I don't know if the power supply is bad or if the motherboard's bad or what.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could get that one to turn over... Okay, that's a good question. Maybe you can answer this. I don't know how technically savvy you are. But what would cause a computer not to start when you press the power button? Now, I know in the case of Macs, if your computer won't start when you press the power button, it means your CMOS battery's dead.
Yeah, well, that could be something. The battery on the motherboard could be dead, Michelle. Or
well, I got some new ones now. So, yeah, I got some batteries. But that's sitting in the storage bin because I looked at the power supply. It didn't smell cupped or anything when the person brought it to me. And I said, well, I'm not sure why it's not turning over.
Michelle, yeah, it'd be good to swipe it out, maybe, the power supply. Maybe put one that you know is working in there.
Yeah, well, one thing is I don't have one that has a 24-pin connector on it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
so I have to buy a new power supply anyway. So if I'm going to buy a new power supply, I might as well buy one that's like a 750 watt because it's going to be needed anyway.
I picked one up last year. I think it was pretty cheap. Like $50, something like that.
Yeah, I saw something like that on eBay.
I would more than likely say it's the power supply.
I think so too. I don't think the motherboard is bad. But because I have no idea what the processor is on that thing,
you'd have to open it up. I
get a feeling it's probably an i3, but I could be wrong. But either way, if the power supply, if I drop one in there, it's already set up. It's already got the case, already got the mountings in. Just swap out the power supply. And if the computer's, and then put a new CMOS battery, and if the computer jumps back to life, and the onboard video works, then hell, we're all set. It's got one 16-lane PCIe slot, so which means that I could always put my video card in there that's from this computer into that one, which has a regular PC UEFI ROM, and then install Linux or Windows 10 on it. But the only problem is
Michelle, I would say open it up and look at the condition of the inside if you haven't already.
I did when the person first brought it to me. There was no dust in there. It was clean. I was like,
and then when the person brought it to you, it just wouldn't turn on. That's the problem,
it just
right?
wouldn't turn on at all.
Wouldn't turn on at all.
And they didn't want it back, so they said, you can keep it. I said, okay, well, I'll figure what I'm going to do with it someday.
Well, Michelle, the first thing that comes to my mind is power supply. It could be a couple other things, I'm sure, but I'd say the first thing that comes to my mind would probably be the power supply.
Right.
Maybe went bad on
power supply would be the first thing, and maybe the CMOS battery.
Yep. But I'd say it's more than likely power supply, or unless, like, yeah, he said it was clean inside. You know, nothing was spilled on it or nothing like that. Nothing. It
didn't smell burnt. There was no dust bunnies. No nothing.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Michelle.
So I definitely would say is like you said, the power supply maybe suspect, but I also think the CMOS battery, because it is an old computer now, might as well change the battery anyway.
Yeah, when did you get it? Do you remember?
Swap out the CO2032 with a new one, and then just see if
Michelle,
I can get it to turn over.
How old is the computer? When did you get it?
Oh my God! The person brought it to me around 2011.
Oh, okay. So it's a.
So the battery's probably long dead by now.
I'm sure you could get it going for what Krista wants it for. She probably wants it for like YouTube and media. She probably doesn't,
Right. That's pretty much what she wants it for. But she also was interested in playing World of Warcraft too.
Oh, okay. Has she checked out any of the streams?
And that brings up another question: is what is the minimum recommended specs for World of Warcraft? I mean, we're not talking about 4K here. We're talking about a person maybe playing on a standard 1080p monitor, maybe even 720p. Or heaven forbid, maybe even 1024 by 768 on a CRT monitor, which I've got a few spares. Hey, if I can get a free computer built for somebody, I'll do it. I'll get it out of my storage bin at the same time. Yeah,
that'd be nice if you could get something going for Krista. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I gave her my iMac originally, but that was years ago, and that was a 2004, 2006 iMac with a Intel Core 2 Duo chip, which for everyday work works fine. But I mean, if she wants to play something a little more intensive than playing Candy Crush Saga, she's gonna want something a little more powerful.
Yeah, I had a Macintosh. That's the only Apple computer or product I've ever owned. It was a fair computer for its time. It could run things really well. I just did not like Macintosh, Michelle. It had a one-button mouse click. It didn't like the setup. A really good computer, but I gave it away to my buddy Michael, and he really enjoyed it.
Well, John Heyman pointed out earlier, he said he was going to try to get a $1,200 video card. First of all, I wouldn't spend $1,200 on a video card. Right now, they're coming down.
Who was going to buy one?
John Heyman said he wanted to get a $1,200.
Oh, yeah, John Heyman, yeah. John Heyman is, I think he's he's upgrading the PC, Michelle. John Heyman, he's a daring man. They are quite expensive, but, it is what it is. If it's worth it to him, I say buy it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, first of all, let's look at the reality. I mean, now that the situation like Skynet has set, the crypto mining situation's changed enough that video cards are not necessarily working out anymore for the miners. The ones that basically were scalping everybody for the cards, scalpers, right now are starting to realize that they cannot sell it below retail, as the retail prices from NVIDIA and AMD have come down a lot. Incidentally, the Dell Latitude has an NVIDIA graphics card on it built in, and which is kind of cool because so you can get a nice setup, and I did test Google Meets on it for Ed, and I noticed it was not giving me kind of laggy results that I was seeing with a lot of NVIDIA graphics cards. It seemed to be pretty snappy. I was actually pretty impressed by that. So, yeah. So for Ed, I mean, I played some videos on it. They played fine for what he listens to. The speakers sound good. I mean, they're laptop speakers, but they sound fine. For me, it would work fine for streaming. I didn't try the Linux version OBS on it yet, but I'm going to install it and give that a go. Yeah. That's the issue you don't know. Red, I am not obsessed. I would be happy to never talk.
That's just Tiger and Red going back and forth in the side chat, Michelle. I don't know. They're just going at each other. That's all that is. But yeah, Michelle, you know, I have new video cards.
So, like I said, I showed the computer. I showed Ed the new GNOME that they came with Linux, and I'm not too impressed with the graphical user interface design of GNOME because it's kind of frustrating because it's not like on his Chromebook where he just has the one window, or like if he puts the mouse on the corner of the screen right on applications, all of a sudden the screen gets minimized and shows all your applications on the side. And I'm like, oh, Ed would hate this. I mean, like, he's so used to the whole app, just thinking one app at a time. One of the things that we got from the guy next door was 2 wireless mice, and they both work. But I also bought a USB wired mouse as well. So,
Michelle, we got a question in the chat.
Okay.
If you can read it. We got an Ed question.
Jess says, but Michelle, do you think living with Ed, you've lost your sense of smell? No. Just say that. No. I got a very sensitive sense of smell, and that can really. I've been giving him an earful about it. Trust me, he knows. He's finding it exasperating that I will not let him get away with it. He knows it. He's like.
Yeah, I mean, as a person, Michelle, I should want to be like clean, you know. Michelle, I haven't.
Like I took a bath this morning. I totally cleaned myself up. I washed my hair. You know, I totally cleaned myself up. I shaved my legs, shaved my privates.
Michelle,
you know,
what's stopping Ed from doing this? Like, what is it? What's stopping
I'm not sure. Him? He says it's because of his dry skin. And I said, wait. That doesn't compute here, Ed.
That's why he needs to put some water on it and some soap. So it's
he said when he gets the skin wet, he said the skin starts to flake off and starts to get red and sore. And I'm like, okay. I said TMI, too much information. I don't need to go into a play-by-play description of your problem, Ed. Just please deal with it.
Michelle, all that dead skin's gonna collect together in your apartment and make some kind of zombie or creature. Michelle, like, I haven't shaved in a week. And
I don't know. Sometimes I swear to God, it has become a Forsaken. Honestly. I mean, maybe he might do fine in Inner City, but I personally, I will never, ever be in Undercity very long. I could visualize what the real Undercity must smell like, considering that it's guano everywhere. Ew.
Michelle, Jimmy should put Ed in his pickup truck in the back, Michelle, and run through the car wash a couple times.
I don't know. Jimmy doesn't even put his car in the car wash. His truck in the car wash.
Jimmy needs to put Ed.
I understand what you're saying. I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, Michelle, it's terrible. I feel bad. I feel bad for. I mean, I do and I don't. Why is he not cleaning himself up? I mean, as a person, you know, that's got to make you feel bad.
Mean, but like I told Ed last night, I said, Ed, I can't help you anymore. I said, I really can't help you anymore. I said, I've tried to give you advice. I tried to give you suggestions. You're just not listening at all. And I said,
Oh my God.
I've told you to get therapy. Krista's told you to get therapy. For your depression. You won't do it. You won't make an appointment with your doctor. What do you want me to do? I mean, I'm going to point out what's wrong, and if you don't like it, then fix it. If you don't want to fix it, then I'm going to continue to bitch at you until you fix it.
Oh, man. I don't know if that... It may take more than that, Michelle. I don't know. Michelle...
He can take a shower. He's got non-slip material in the tub, so he doesn't slide all over a porcelain tub. He doesn't have that excuse anymore. He used to bitch about that because he used to say my tub was slippery, and it is. After my knee injury, I decided to put this non-slip stuff on for myself and for him, which now I kind of regret it being there because now it's good because I don't slide when I don't want to slide, but when I want to slide, to push myself back closer to the back of the tub, I can't without carefully lifting myself up a little bit and scoot back. And then of course, to get up, that's exactly how I do it. Then I use the two sides of the tubs. Like I use my armrests and push myself up. And that works, but it's just a bit of a pain.
Michelle and Lumi, let's have a quick chat here, just us here, real fast. Michelle, Lumi, since Ed's been there, Michelle, has he taken a bath or a shower since he's been there? You got there last year.
He has a few times, but not enough to really say it's a daily thing.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. I don't want to go into more than that. But just
a few times. Okay, that's better than nothing, I guess, right? I mean, but okay, fair enough.
Could Krista talk to him? I talk to him.
Yeah.
That's.
You think he'd just be a bit embarrassed and then just take a shower or something? I don't know, Michelle. It's weird. I can't go more than like a day or so myself. I start to feel. I don't know.
Well, you know what? He used to live in a chicken coop in Florida.
Michelle.
What?
Where's the plug for the tub?
What do you want?
The plug for the tub. Where's the plug for it?
Did you wash your feet?
I said, where's the plug for the tub?
It's hanging on the faucet. Hold on a minute.
Oh, all right,
he doesn't
Michelle.
know it's hanging on the faucet in the.
So Ed can't find the plug for the tub.
He's gonna go soak his feet now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was asking where the plug was for the tub. Put a cup of Tide detergent in the water too,
Stick
Ed.
your toe in the drain, Ed. Just stick your toe in the drain, Ed. There's the plug.
Yeah, what happened was he got an injury on his toe, so that's why he needs to soak his feet. But he also might.
You have some Epsom salt, Michelle?
We don't have any, so right now we'll just have to use some Tide dish powder or laundry powder. Just put a little bit in the water.
Oh, that's good. Ooh.
That'll be better than nothing. Trust me, he'll be better for him.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Let me go ahead and get him go grab the tub bench so we can sit down.
Michelle. All right, I'll hold it down. I'll read the chat. Go ahead and get Ed situated really fast.
Well, we're out of vinegar right now, but let me just go. Let me. Okay. All right,
I'll watch
guys.
the chat for you, Michelle. Go ahead. Yeah, I'll watch the chat for you. Go for it.
All right. So anyway, the point is that we'll try to. It looks like the final score is 54-46 to play World of Warcraft tonight.
All right, Michelle. Sounds good. We'll see what happens tonight. Yeah. We'll play her by ear.
And that will be on Twitch, guys. That will be on Twitch. Okay. So that's the final score, 54-46. Oh, 53-46. It went down just a tiny bit with 13 belts. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. I'm going to get it set up in the tub.
Take care, Michelle. All right. Take care, everybody.
So I'll talk to you later, okay, Paul?
Yep. Take care.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. So, everybody, I'll see you in a little bit. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you about 3 or whatever. Play some American Truck Simulator on Twitch tonight, or this afternoon. We'll see. All right, guys. Talk to you